I'm in.
As long as I can throw a bowling ball down the lane, let's go.
More bowling stories.
I feel like I still have some years left in me.
Wow.
Every week.
This is bowling's heritage right here.
Live.
We're not playing how, playing how many.
Assert your dominance with the Packers.
I don't think there could have been too many better people than you yourself.
You know Cleveland's not a state, right?
Yes.
Governors, as we know, is not a state.
Do this. This is Bowling with the Pfaff.
Whoops. See? And I'm right here too. We were having, we've got competing tech issues now. But hey, what would live streaming be without a tech kind here and there? Welcome to Bowling with the Pfaff, everyone. The platform for you to share your unique bowling story live on our YouTube channel. It's been, kind of a crazy night, but, the good part is this is the time of the bowling season that is it just all kind of comes together, right? Especially around here. You've got Wisconsin High School State coming up a week from Friday. You've got the USBC Collegiate Sectionals a week after that. The PBA Tour is getting ramped up. I'm already thinking ahead to the PBA Tour in Minnesota for the Animal Patterns Junior Gold in the Twin Cities. It's all right on our doorstep, and I am here for it, people. It's going to be a blast. I love this time of year. It's fantastic, and I'm really excited, for this stuff to just kind of take shape around me. Find out who the winners are going to be in the PBA and all that good stuff. And we've got a tournament going on right now as we speak, the Pete Weber Missouri Classic. Right now, there's a tie on top of the leaderboard. Patrick Dombrowski and Zach Wilkins knotted up at plus 308 after 7 games. Right below them, you've got Cameron Crowe, Jason Belmonte, Hayden Stipich, Packy Hanrahan, Chris Prather, and Richie Teese. You're probably thinking what I'm thinking. Where is Brandon Bonda? Well, right now, he's in 56th, but there's only been 7 games. So we'll see how things shape up for Mr. Bonta and the rest of the touring pros. I'm guessing you're probably in the same, boat with me. You were watching in amazement as Mr. Bonta ran the ladder at the Players' Championship, shooting 300 in the championship match against EJ Tackett to take home his first career title, which was a major. Incredible stuff. I kind of hearken back to the Bob Benoit 300 because I'm a little older, and I remember watching him take down Mark Roth in his first televised game with a 300 and thought that was kind of the threshold. That was the best of the best. Boy, I don't know anymore. I mean, that performance was incredible. It was just incredible. And for the CW to have that on its first ever telecast, come on, that's movie stuff right there. Anyway, the Missouri Classic is on in earnest, and the finals are coming up Sunday. TV is 3 p.m. Wisconsin time on the CW once again. We'll see who wins the second tour title of the season. Well, 2 talented juniors from the local area have committed to taking the next step in their education and the next step in their bowling journey. Carter Pollins and Talon Scheuerman are both members of the Wagner's high school team, which is headed to the Wisconsin High School Bowling State Tournament. That starts a week from Friday near Wausau, Wisconsin. Last night, Talon announced on social media that he will be attending Southern Nazarene University of Oklahoma in the fall. That team competes in the Fort Worth sectional coming up March 14th and 15th. You may remember Coach Jeffries. Coach Mark Jeffries came on the show a few weeks ago talking about the program, the success they've had, and his unique idea for college bowling moving forward. Carter announced a few days later that he will attend Marion University in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Marion also bowling in sectionals. Their team is in Addison, Illinois. And congratulations to both of these young men. Marion also a perennial power in the Midwest. So a couple great opportunities for 2 great people. Not only are they great bowlers, but great to get to know those 2. worked on recruitment videos with them, and really glad to see them taking the next step. You will hear from them both coming up on the channel on March 12th. We'll be live there from Wagner's Lanes in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. A little bit earlier start time than we usually do. About 5 o'clock is when we're going to start that one, but that'll be a lot of fun. It's me, Amanda says, hi, I young. All right. That's a way to start. Be young, forever young, right? Hey, we do have a merch store on the Etsy channel, etsy.com/shop/bowlingwiththefco. You can find t-shirts and hoodies on that site. Also want to give a shout out to my sponsors, Jerry's Score More Bowling Supply inside Wagner's Lanes. 715-559-1822 is how you can get a hold of Jerry Holdorf. If it's in bowling and you want it, he's got it or can get it. He also provides high-level coaching and all kinds of bowling accessories and bowling balls and all that good stuff. We always thank Jerry for his support. Visionary Video Hub, video with impact, plus live streaming, voiceover, and podcasting. You can find out more on visionaryvideohub.com. And Chip Magnet Salsa. If you go to chipmagnetsalsa.com, purchase $30 or more in salsa product. Enter the promo code BWTF2026 at checkout. You'll get 25% off your purchase, and it is amazing salsa. You can also get it on Amazon right now, too. Just search for the Chip Magnet store, stock up. Chip Magnet, raise your snack standards, and thanks to all for your support of Bowling with the Fef. Well, you've probably seen the chamois and heard of Rex, or Real Experience Bowling, because of its social media presence, its stable of talent. But what is Team Rex all about? Well, there's one way to find out. You can find, Real Experience Bowling all over the place. The website, rexbowling.com. They're all over the socials. It is good stuff, ball reviews and the like. Check it out. Awesome content that Team Rex puts out there. But what is Team Rex without the man in charge? And that is Theo Johnson, who joins us tonight from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Theo, welcome to Bowling with the Fef.
What's up, Andrew? Thanks for having me, man. It's really excited to be here and talk a little bit about Rex. And yeah, this is awesome.
I'm glad we had a chance to do this. We kind of connected on social a little bit because you guys are always posting great stuff, and I couldn't help but comment, and here we are. So, it's great to have you here. I want to start out because you recently competed in the TAT, the True Amateur Tournament. I've never been out there. Of course, you hear about it everywhere. And because of the content that you've put out on it, and, you had a $299 out there, walk us through what that was like, what the experience was like, and what that tournament's all about.
Yeah, so the True Amateur Tournament. So big tournament out in Las Vegas. So anybody that's an amateur can go bowl it, right? You can't have a PBA card. If you have a PBA card or had a PBA card, I think there's like a period of like 2 or 3 years you have to wait to be able to go bowl the event. So this year and in February, right, that was hosted at the South Point Bowling Stadium, the Plaza. Brand new lanes in the past year, right? So definitely played a little bit harder. In my opinion, they're going to be a little bit, I'd say, lower friction. So you have different types of entries. You can do like mini marathons, mega marathons, you name it, right? Jamie McWilliams runs the tournament. Jamie is an amazing individual. So thousands and thousands of bowlers, right? There's all these squads throughout the entire week. There's team events, there's doubles events. And then there's the mega like main event for the individual bowler, right? $25,000 for first place. And what do? So again, you bowl 3 games and do the best you can, right? And there's certain days where they cut per day, and there's times where they cut per squad, and there's different divisions, right? So if you're a handicap player, you do have a chance out there too. So don't think that if you're just getting into it, right, you're maybe a 170 average bowler, that you can't compete. That is not true. You can go out there and you can compete, and you will get sticks, right? You'll be in your own division. And there's another division where it's like 215 and under, right? And then you have the scratch division. So there's a lot of great bowlers that come out there to bowl the TAT and scratch division. I bowled the TAT for the first time last year. I believe it was at the Orleans, and that was a very interesting experience. I was two-handed at the time. I honestly didn't like bowling two-handed. I'm gonna just say it. I actually prefer my one-handed game. I just bowled one-handed for so many years. But that was a really great experience. And this year I came in, kind of locked and loaded, ready to go, and bowled phenomenal. And it was really, really amazing to, switch from two-handed to one-handed. Back to that, work with Eric Krause at a Turbo. Big shout out to the Turbo guys. You guys have really helped me get my game together and put some scores together. The pattern was around, I think it was like 43 feet, 28 to 30 mils, right? So a lot of volume, and it was tough, but a lot of fun. I always say go out to Vegas, right? You bowl these big tournaments. You try to have fun too, right? You try to mix it up. Go out, hang out with your friends on Fremont, go to the casino, try to win a couple bucks, right? And then, of course, go and bowl and try to win that money and stay focused.
Yeah.
I did make it to the finals. I did lose immediately, which kind of sucks, but you live and you learn. I mean, I just woke up and my hands were really swollen. My thumb was getting stuck in the ball a lot. I threw it good. I mean, I had a good look. There's a tough pair too. So it wasn't like I bowled and just got Eddie Langdon's in here. So Eddie was actually, big shout out to my boy, Eddie Langdon.
Right here. Sheriff.
Eddie, Sheriff Langdon. He is my good friend. This guy has gone to the tap for I don't know how many years. Eddie, I love you, bro. You are amazing. Yeah, I didn't have the best, finals day, but it happens, right? Made really, really good money in brackets, pot games. They also have the Sin City sweeper. So as you're bowling this event, there are sweepers that are run as well. Yeah, I mean, it's just hard shot. You go out there, you bowl against the best. You got 3 different divisions. And Jamie McWilliams does a great job, right, at putting together a tournament that's fair for all skill levels.
Yeah. You think about bowling out in South Point, at least from someone, who's based like I am in the Midwest, and you think, USBC Open Championships. Is it that kind of environment at the tap?
I'd say people are kind of like less serious. I mean, people are serious, but they're not like, you go to the nationals and it's a little bit more stricter with the USBC rules, like just how everything is. And you got like the national anthem that plays and all that, right? You go to the TAT, you sign up, say hi to Jamie, say hi to the crew. Everyone has a good time, right? It's, I mean, there's some similarities. You still have like the paddock area. So like the area where you sit, you bowl the plaza, right? You all sit in that one area, right? You can write your brackets and stuff. So that's where they hold the bowling balls, right? It's a paddock area. Sure. So it's like kind of interesting. You're like, whoa, like for me, that was the first time bowling in the stadium outside of nationals. Like, this is really interesting. Like bowling a different tournament that's not nationals, but amateur only, right? Because again, you go to USBC Open, right? You're going to get like PBA pros and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So there are differences, of course, but I'd say it's more lax, more fun. And I always count it as a vacation because I work pretty stressful full-time job. So when I go to Vegas, I try to have all the fun I can with the bowling and enjoy my time at the TAT. So
yeah. And for such a short format, I mean, 3 games, a lot can happen in a short amount of time. I mean, what kind of mindset do you go into, to kind of maximize your opportunity in that?
Yeah. So I'll tell you, the first was like, I made it in like the second or third squad. I think I bowled 2 squads. I made in the third, which is really good, right? The goal, and our crew always tells each other, like, the goal is to make it early, right? That way we can chill for the week. And if you want to bowl again, you can get in brackets. Sure. You have 3 games, right? And then again, right, it's tough because it's not like, there's like a lot of local scratch tournaments here in GR. It's like 4 or 5 games, right? You have 3 games, maybe you have 1 bad game. All right, your 4th game, you just go ham. You 270, boom, brings you right in the cut. You gotta kind of have something going, throughout your kind of set. I kind of started off. I mean, I went and watched some squads right before I bowled my first squad, and I was like, okay, the quick stuff's not going to look good. Just absolutely no way. Like I brought, I'm a storm staffer, I'm a roto grip, right? So I brought mostly a mix of everything, but my Equinox Solid was the GOAT ball. Like that ball is absolutely incredible. But when I first did all the squads and everything, I was playing the wrong part of the lane. I was like, oh, maybe I need to move farther right. So you kind of learn as you go too, right? You learn, okay, go by blocks, right? You got to remember too, there's fresh, there's burn, and I think there's double burn, right? So it's like, you got to kind of understand like those moves and then using the right surface. That was my mindset going into that. The TAT was, okay, surfaces, staying soft at the bottom of the swing, staying positive. Theo sometimes get in his own head. It happens. We're bowlers, right? We all do this, and just one shot at a time and enjoying yourself. That's kind of how I played it. It was the second squad where I think I went like 190, 180 something, and then I shot 240, and I just missed it that squad, and I'm like, ooh, this Equinox Solid looks really good. And I played this, so I made the squad on the double burn. And it was on so the two different bays, I will tell you, at the Plaza, the two different bays, they play different, like significantly. One hooks more than the other. So the one that I was on, it hooked a little less. But I found that look with the Equinox because I think I was using like a Vengeance or something. Vengeance is a great ball. It just didn't fit for what I was doing. Double burn. I was in practice. I was trying a little bit of everything. I'm like, oh, well, let's try the Storm Fate because I love the Fate. That's a classic goat ball. Belmo ball, I love it, but it was a little too quick. I said, I'm gonna just try this Equinox, because I used that and I shot 240. I'm sorry, I got a phone call here. I'm going to end that phone call. Sorry about that. And from there, I was in practice and double burn. It looked okay, but I'm like, I'm just gonna scuff it. And someone looked at me like I'm crazy, like, why are you scuffing your ball on the double burn? I said, people don't understand. Sometimes a little bit of surface on that double burn will help the ball kind of blend out. And I swear to God, Andrew, it's funny. The one squad that I had no videos, I was hooking like the entire lane, throwing it like 12 miles an hour. I was just like that with the Equinox Solid. I was probably playing like 32 to 12 or something. It was stupid. I was just like, really making a curve. And then a lot of the guys, like Jamie brings in a lot of bowlers from Mexico. So a lot of the Mexico bowlers, made a lot of friends out there with them too. They're great people, really great. And a lot of them are watching me on that squad. And they're like, oh, like you're throwing the Equinox Solid, right? I'm like, yeah. I was like, what do you have on that? I was like 500, like 500. How you getting that ball to work on the double burn? I'm like, I don't know. I just did. It just looked good. It works. But that is how I made the cut. I just using a little bit of surface, hand manipulation, playing the right part of the lane, and getting lucky too. You just got to get out there and you just got to pick your spares and have your night. And that was my night. So
it's interesting that you said about the bowling two-handed and then coming back as a one-hander. You've got to have the confidence to go out, make that trip, make that investment, and know that you're going to have a chance, be it bowling two-handed after you bowled one-handed for so long, or switching back. Was it like riding a bike for you? Because I tried bowling two-handed, but I found that I kept tweaking my bicep muscle, and it wasn't worth bowling once, spending 2 weeks trying to recover, then bowling again. So I went back to one-handed.
Right.
I kind of felt like it was sort of like riding a bike, but I'm assuming you did the two-handed thing a little more than I did. So what was your experience like?
Yeah, I've had a lot of people ask me that. I've had so many where I had to make a video on the Rex channel, right, about my transition from back to 1 to 2 to 1 or whatever, because I've been going back and forth. But, and I was going to do like some two-handed videos. It's like I want to, but I'll be honest with you. So bowling two-handed, I thought it was going to help my hand injury, which it's much better now. So anybody who knows me knows that believe it or not, I've had a lot of injuries bowling. I had hip surgery back in 2016. I had a labrum tear, 3 tears. I thought my career was over. A lot of people don't know that. So I had very, very serious surgery in my labrum. And then it taught me that my legs weren't strong enough, right? I needed to work my legs. I needed to do more lifting. And then I've had like hand injuries, my DIP joint. So I actually snapped my finger and broke it at a regional back in like 2015. Funny story. I could say that for another time. Oh yeah, Alfonso. He knows.
Yeah.
My boy knows, because Theo used to be like back in the day. I used to force it. I used to have a really curled high backswing, and I used to just rip my whole hip into it. That's how I tore my labrum. Anyways, the whole one-handed, two-handed, right? So a lot of injuries. So I went back, and it's funny because when I was bowling two-handed, middle finger pain got worse. I tried all pitches I tried everything, Andrew. I tried 1.5 inch reverse. I tried, performance fitting. I went to turbo. I worked with the best fitters in the industry. It's like, it didn't matter, right? And I also couldn't get the spine tilt. I just couldn't do it. You know what I'm talking about? Like, look at Simo. He's not really, really, really good spine tilt. Yes, for Svensson. You know, I watch all these guys and Kyle Troop. I want to be like him, but I just couldn't. I couldn't get it, and I didn't have ball speed. So the transition back to one for the final time, because that's what I'm doing. I'm never going back to two-handed. I mean, I might do some fun videos two-handed, but as one day I was just hanging out with my friends at a tournament in Detroit, and I was like, I grabbed the ball in my basement and I just popped a thumb in it. Like, I'm just gonna mess around one-handed because I wasn't bowling good two-handed. The tat last year, that was the final straw. Actually, that was my final straw. I'm like, I am no longer doing this. I don't like going and bowling and feeling down about myself and feeling like I don't have confidence, right? And you probably understand, right? And you have pain or you can't execute your shots. And it's like, oh, you throw it so good. I'm like, you might think that, but I don't feel that, right? I don't feel my scores were representing how everything was kind of a mess. And then I locked in. I got my swing freed up out of nowhere, one-handed, and then everything just clicked. And then I've had the same fit. I only made one small change. I went a 16th shorter to soften up since. And I have, going back to one-handed, I did have to make sure that all the pressure was on my ring finger. And I was a middle finger dominant player my entire life, one-handed, especially too, when I was younger. Like a lot of middle finger roll. I used to just really hit it. I used to win a lot of tournaments back in the early 2000s, early 2000s, like 2000, 2010, 11, 12, 13, all that. I went to regionals. My highest regional finish is third and fourth. People don't know that. Like, I was a pretty good bowler when I was younger. I'm still a decent bowler now, right? But like when I was younger, I used to bowl a lot. But yeah. So I mean, I'd say that anyone that's going back and forth, it's like just pay attention. Pay attention to your body. And to me, the one-handed game, that just clicks for me, man. And I told myself, I am not going to muscle it. I'm not going to squeeze it. I'm going to learn to deal with this weird fit that I got that is every driller looks at my fit. They just want to barf because I have forward pitch in my ring finger. Yes, I have pitch going towards my palm. I have an 8th forward in my ring finger, but I have a dropped ring finger.
Oh.
Every time I go to, they're like, oh my God, that's the worst fit in the world. But I'm like, listen, yes, I have a little bit high axis tilt and rotation. But guess what? Theo can bowl now without pain. That's just how I bowl, and it's been great.
You got to have that. Is this true? One of the only dudes whose rev rate went down going to two-handed?
He's not wrong. Yeah, Alfonso's not wrong.
I'm not sure if I should feel bad for you or like congratulate you on that.
Yeah, that's awkward. I think, I don't know. When I was two-handed, I tried to be, I almost like decelerated a little bit too much. Like I was trying to be so soft because of my injury. I think I would just be very hesitant.
Sure.
The whole concept of like yamming on it. I talked to my buddy, Tony Throckmorton. I love him, bowl him a lot, bring him to tournaments. We call it yamming. I'm going to go up there and yam on that ball, right? Like I couldn't do that two-handed because it would just, I'd come back and I have like a blood blister just flying out of my finger. And I'm like, yay, I can't do this. I have to be so soft. And then it just felt like my rev rate dropped. So I went back to one-handed and I'm like, oh, look, I have more revs one-handed than two, which makes no sense.
Yeah. So. But I'm, in your category there where I couldn't get the momentum going. Yes, I had more revolutions on it, which if you know me, is not some great feat. I don't turn it that much anyway. But yeah, with the injury, and you're right. Once the pain starts, the confidence goes down, erratic shot making. It's a domino effect, and yeah, you can't be competitive that way. So,
100%.
Yeah. Let's kind of go back to the beginning, where it all started with you, because bowling has been a part of your life for a long, long time. Tell me how you first got acquainted with the sport.
Man, so I started bowling when I was like 16 or no, longer than that. I'm sorry. I think I was like, I don't even remember, man. I was like 13 or 14 years old. So I lived in Norwich, New York. So I used to live in New York. And one day I think my mom, we were just out and about, and one of her friends, my mom was a doctor, and she's like, hey, my coworker's son Chasen Smith, I haven't talked to him in, man, I don't know how many years. Oh, he's in this bowling league on Saturdays. You should go check it out. Like, it'd be fun for you. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I didn't even do it. I had never bowled before in my life, right? I just went, and then I was hooked. So I was a kid, straight ball, wood bowling alley, Plaza Lanes, which is no longer a thing anymore in Norwich. If you guys know Sammy Ventura, Sammy V, good stuff. So big fan of Sammy V. He's actually from Norwich. I grew up with Sammy. He's an amazing individual. But yeah, like I started doing my thing. I bowled high school, bowled college, got really into it, right? And yeah, I mean, ever since, it's just been one of those things I've been passionate about, and like the content creation thing. So before Rex, it was like Theo Johnson's ball reviews, which is extremely corny. But I used to do, videos, just basic ball reviews and stuff, like not really any crazy. Yeah, good stuff, Sammy V. And then when it got to this Rex thing, and we could talk about how Rex was formed, but that's when I decided, like, and I was always a knack for technology and computers and, filmography and audio and video work. And I'm a musician. You guys can see the guitars behind me. I played 5 different instruments. So I just put them all together, and now I'm doing that with the bowling. I'm being competitive, going out and bowling bigger tournaments, like a lot of failures. I mean, I think a lot of people are like, that's the problem. I don't see this a lot on Facebook, is people don't talk about how much they sucked or failed and talk about what they learned. I mean, I had a lot of years when I was young, I got humbled like a mofo, man. I just would go bowl, and I just would be like, wow, like I learned a lot. But when I was younger, you wouldn't like Theo back when he was younger, because he was a hothead and he used to get very angry and like blah, blah, blah. But that's not who I am anymore. Right. So it's like you learn, from your mistakes in the past. But being around good bowlers and also like just bowling these bigger tournaments, you learn a lot throughout the years. And one tournament that I'm proud that I won, that my buddy Craig says is in this call. Craig, I love you, bro. We won the Digger Doubles. It was a big tournament out in Albany. And I think that was like my biggest win in New York, was winning the Digger Doubles. And, that just was like one of the best days of my life. And that told me like, hey, I could definitely compete with some good bowlers, because in that event, there was some very, very good bowlers.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, that's how I started.
Well, tell me more about that Digger Doubles event. How long ago are we talking? And what do you remember about what went so right for you?
Oh man, now you're making me remember things. Damn, 2017.
Okay.
So I think it was 17. I think I was still in my master's degree, getting my master's or my bachelor's or whatever it was. I went to college for 6 years. Okay. And that's when I did it.
Year, so
nice. That event was, yeah. So I used to bowl a lot of doubles in New York with Craig. Craig, down and in player. He always threw that roto grip sinister. If you're on here, yeah, he's probably laughing right now. I could just picture him laughing on this call. Used to throw that, and of course at the time I think I was in a different brand, but that was a tough tournament. It's like you had to bowl against a lot of good bowlers, and the format was rough, and the way the cuts were, you had to be on your game. And I think it was at, oh my God, Uncle Sam's bowling alley, something like that. It's like an Albany area. It's been so many years, but yeah, I mean, the people we went against in the finals, it was a tough one. And I remember I had to strike a couple times, and then Craig had to get up there and throw the first one, and it was like the best moment ever. It's like, I love those moments where you work as a team. I'm a big fan, like the trios, the team, the doubles. I love bowling with doing all that stuff. So,
yeah. Where'd you bowl college? Speaking of team bowling.
Wow. Yeah. A lot of people, again, I don't really talk about it because I was only there for a semester. Well, I bowled 2 places. Okay. I did bowl at Corning Community College. Paul Andrews, great coach. Paul, love you, bro. I haven't talked to him in years. But I bowled at Corning with some bigger names. You might know Kevin Donovan. So Kevin Donovan is a very phenomenal bowler. He's out of the Corning area, Corning, New York. I think he's not in New York anymore. The Donovan family, great people. And then, after I bowled at Corning, before I went to Oswego State, I just went and bowled for Notre Dame College of Ohio, not Notre Dame Fighting Irish, Notre Dame College of Ohio. which unfortunately they shut down, which is sad.
Yeah.
They had a great bowling program, one of the top programs in the country. And that was in like 2014, 2015. I bowled there first semester. Honestly, I had my mom, she was diagnosed with cancer, and I couldn't stay. I had to go back home, family stuff, and out-of-state tuition was just insane.
Yeah.
But I did make a Team All-American. It's actually right there.
Okay.
That is the
up top.
Storm Hoinke Bearcat Classic All-Tournament team.
Oh, cool.
So Theo has bowled well in college. I was like a 197, 198 average at the time. That was like really good.
Sure.
I was like their anchor on like JV or whatever, but it was fun. I bowled with good bowlers. You might know them. Vinny Villar. He's one. I think he has an eagle now. Tyler Meredith, great bowler. Logan Meineke. Chris Vi was actually, I think he was like coaching at the time. So Chris is really cool. I love Chris. He's a great person. Casey Cohagen, another great, phenomenal bowler from the Ohio area. So a lot of great people I was able to kind of, bowl with and learn on the college scene. And just honestly, it's really expensive to bowl out of state. And my family were like, we need to put you. I, of course, went back to in-state tuition. So I went to SUNY Oswego. They didn't have a team. So,
yeah. No, I get that. I was always in state. So, yeah, it makes sense to do that. How long were you in New York and Albany and those areas before you went to Michigan, to Grand Rapids?
Team Rex represent. Oh, Connor Pillmore. Shout out to Connor Pillmore. If you guys like all the Rex shirts and merch, yeah, Connor Pillmore is the man. This guy does so much for Rex. You guys have no idea. This guy works his butt off. Yeah. So, I grew up in upstate New York. I lived all over the country, but most of my bowling when I was younger was in New York. I was living like the Corning area. I was there until 2020, like right before COVID, 2019. And then I got my first job out of college. It's a great job, working at Meijer, the grocery store. I was doing user research and testing for the UI apps. They moved me out to Michigan. So I was in New York for many, many years. I've been in Michigan ever since. And I'm really happy that I'm here. I love it. I took my first job out of college and I just hightailed it out. I had to find something out of college, and it was crazy time because I was like COVID, like the transition to COVID, and it was scary, man. Like, I don't know what the heck's going to happen. I thought bowling was going to be done. And you know what's crazy? After I moved, I actually quit.
Okay.
I stopped bowling. I didn't bowl. I actually deactivated all my social medias. I quit bowling. I didn't like the environment. I didn't like the social media. I didn't like how I was treated. And I said, screw it. I'm not doing this anymore. I don't care. I'm going to say it on live. I'm a real person. So, but then I had a friend who I haven't seen in like, I don't know how many years, out of the blue, get a text from him. He's like, how you doing, man? Like, I'm out of the blah, 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 the military. I'm like, oh yeah, how you doing, man? He's like, yeah, we should go bowling. And I'm like, look at my wife and, fiance at the time, or not even my fiance, it was my girlfriend. I was like, yeah, she's like, oh, do what you got to do if you want to do that.
She's not a bowler, I'm guessing.
No. And then I went, met with my buddy Dave, and I drilled the ball, and I was like, here we go. And then I was hooked back on. I'm like, dang it. But at the same time, it's like, it was great because I met a lot of amazing people, jumping back on the ship with bowling. And it was a great opportunity for me to, start the Rex channel too.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let's get into that. People have heard of Rex. Rex is everywhere. This is a picture that came from my league here in Wisconsin.
Oh my gosh.
Tyler Chamberlain, who is a bowler and coaches the local high school team. He's got it. Those chamois are everywhere.
Wow.
So, but I think there's a difference between people who have heard the name and know what Rex is all about. And that's what I'm hoping to bridge that gap here with you tonight. So tell me about how it started and, what it is all about.
Yeah. So at the time when I had my Theo Johnson's ball reviews, which is this corny channel where Theo just did fun videos, but they were kind of lame. I wanted to do more. I wanted to, of course, Grand Rapids area, I noticed it's like I wanted to help grow the Grand Rapids bowling community. So first it started with that, right? It's like, how can we do more stuff with Grand Rapids bowling and do stuff with all the products involved, right? And like, obviously, if you guys are all familiar with like the hype, Charles Hutchinson, I've watched Charles for years. Charles was a good dude. Zach from ZVL, I know Zach really well. He's a big guy, started growing big on his channel. I'm seeing all these different people. He wasn't around then, but I'm just saying, like, looking at other creators and see what they're doing, I was like, wow, that's really cool if like I can create something that is different, but brings a different element, still has some of those same things that people want to learn and know, right? The real experience. Like, I saw a lot of ball reviews people would do, and I did this myself, and I'm like, in my old videos, I'm like, strikes only.
Yeah.
No, not doing that crap. And I wanted to make videos that were just more than that, right? Highly produced, great cameras, all the good stuff. So how it really started was a friend of mine named Ryan Mao. So my buddy Ryan, he's from Michigan. We we're doing some videos one day, and we're like, we should start this thing, like this channel. And he's a friend. He's busy doing other things. So I just kind of took it and ran. But we're like, we should do this thing. Like, he was a real estate agent. And then at the time, my job title at Microsoft was experience researcher, right? Because I would experience like your research on experiences in mobile products. I'm like, real experience bowling. It was like Rex ball reviews at first, because we were just doing ball reviews, and I didn't have the skill set, and then eventually became real experience bowling because we're just more than ball reviews, right? So that's how it worked, man. It just came to be. And then we grew substantially. We did a lot of work. I worked my butt off, a lot of camera work, working with the different companies. And then, yeah, man, we're just about having a good time. We do vlogs, instructional videos, and then like the chamois and stuff like that. Like, dude, it just became a thing. Like, when we started growing, I partnered with DH Lab. Justin, love you, dude. He's been great. The chamois, like, you can see that, like, your guy there, your friend. Yeah. So that's called the Akatsuki chamois. So okay. I am big into anime, right? So if you guys like Naruto, that is the Akatsuki Clouds. I am a massive nerd. So, I'm thinking the one thing about Rex is when I was building this channel is that, like, and again, it's nothing against other channels. It's just like, wouldn't it be cool to have a brand that has a really unique, like, culture with the apparel and merchandise, right? Because if you go on coolwick.com, I'm not trying to sell you something, I swear. If you go on coolwick.com, you type in Rex Bowling or Real Experience Bowling, you'll see a lot of jerseys. A lot of them are like Naruto, a Demon Slayer, Full Metal Alchemist, like Jujutsu Kaisen. Like, that's really good stuff. And a lot of the younger age, right? A lot of the kids, they love that stuff. And I wanted Rex to be something inspiring for the kids. To me, that's really important, right? And I remember one year, Gerald Richardson, love you, bro. He's the director of product at Coolwick. I remember him sending me a picture at Junior Gold. All these kids, just a bunch of them wearing like Akatsuki jerseys. I'm like, oh my God, it was so cool, right? It was, that's heartwarming, right? It makes me feel that we're delivering something valuable and lovable to the community. So, and I try to, on the media channels, if people that support us or just want to collaborate with us, I just click accept. Like, it's no brainers. Like, I let everybody just be involved. I like to collaborate with other people, have a good time, right? Spread the love of bowling. Obviously right now I'm doing, Rotogrip, the Rotogrip Storm videos with a buddy, Eric Harmson. Eric is great. One Piece jerseys next. I have had that request. We actually can't say anything, but they are actually being created right now by professional artists. So all of our jerseys, majority of them are created by yeah. We got some stuff cooking in the lab right now. We do have a Luffy jersey. Shouldn't have said that, but it's not a surprise. But who cares? Because it's gonna be amazing. We have a Luffy jersey in the works right now. If you love anime, it's gonna be coming. It's gonna be amazing. And we have possible new chamois designs as well. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, Connor says Rex jerseys are legit, and he says One Piece jerseys next.
Yep.
Did you break some news with us here today?
Maybe.
All right.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Hope you don't mind. I'm going to throw up your website here.
Sure.
And here you can kind of see some of the more casual wear, but yeah, you're big into, you know, the culture of bowling, latest lifestyle apparel. So it's not just on the lanes, it's off the lanes too. And then of course, Premier Bowling Media here.
It's my buddy Lance Hill. That's me and my buddy Lance in Dallas, Texas, doing the funny video on the Rotor Gremlin. That was a great video.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, kind of anchored by, you know, that multimedia, you know, thing that, you know, kind of started you out, and kind of ballooning into the chamois, the apparel. Was that always the goal, or did you have kind of a different vision for what this thing would turn out to be?
Yeah. Honestly, like, it kind of, I had plans, like I wanted it to be like this, and I was like, if it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't, you know. And I'm a big thinker. I'm a guy that likes to mind map and, you know, jot down what he thinks and, you know, write down like a diary. Like I don't know, like I'm very analytical, right? So like I mapped out, I had like Trello boards and like ideas and stuff and like Figma, and like seriously, I would do that even for my YouTube, the plan, and it all worked. We're all worked out. But I mean, there's still a lot of things, you know, that needs improvement, right? There's always a way that we can be better. But again, I'm just glad we're here.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I am blessed. So I am very happy. And I got a great supportive community here in Grand Rapids. You know, everyone here is super awesome. They love Rex, what we deliver for the community. And to me, that's very important too.
Yeah. You've got staffers, as you've mentioned to me in the past. What does that mean when someone is on the Real Experience Bowling staff? What did they provide for you? What do you provide for them?
Mm-hmm.
What's the purpose?
Yeah, that's a great question to talk about, because a lot of people ask me, and I do see a lot of posts from other, like staffing is overrated. It's like, why do these creators have you staffing for these brands? Honestly, like, I want bowlers to feel valued. And I think if they're supporting the brand, like I look for people who like purchase our product, right? Share our videos, like share the vision of just wanting to grow bowling and just have a good time. You know, that's what it takes to be on Rex, right? Be a big supporter of the growth for Rex. So there's different levels of staff, right? So, and you'll see them, I don't know, because they've been on this air. I don't know if they've announced anything. There is like 4 people that just signed, a bunch of new staffers, and 1 new national staffer that is going to blow people's minds. And I'm very excited about it. He's going to be announcing that probably the next day and a half. But so there's an ambassador staff deal, right? That I have for like basic ambassadors. So for instance, let's say that you're a Storm Products guy, right? You've been buying our products, you know, buying our chamois, right? Sharing videos, being an advocate for Real Experience Bowling and wanting to grow. I personally look for people who are good at content creation, right? People who can create content where I don't have to be involved in that process. Like, I will be honest with you, and I don't know how I did it for so long. I had a talk with Charles from the Hype. He's like, man, you cray-cray. And I'm like, yes, I am cray-cray. When I was a free agent, I did a lot for a lot of people. I did a lot, right? So I would be editing everything, helping people, coaching them. I don't mind mentoring and coaching. I actually love doing that. But with the growth of the channel being so big, one of my requirements is like, okay, if you're going to be part of Rex, you have to be able to post shorts, know how to do that, good camera angles, right? Be able to talk about the brand in a very positive way, right? And then just spread the love for the sport and obviously the brand. That's the ambassador level. You know, I require them to upload 4 to 6 short form things a month. That's nothing. You go to league for, you know, it's mindless work literally to be on staff at the ambassador level. But your attitude matters too, right? You go to a tournament, you get mad, you rip your shirt, you freak out. I don't want you associated with my brand, right? I'm just being frank, right? I want people to have good attitudes. So ambassador level, pretty simple. As an optional, I have requirements. I actually have legit staff deals. Like, I'm not kidding. Like Connor, if he's in here, he will tell you, he sends out my staff deals. They are professionally written. They're like 4 or 5 pages. I'm not even kidding, with requirements, our mission statement, right? Travel reimbursement if possible, right? Now they also get, you know, for the ambassador level, they get like a chamois or something, you know, once in a while. So it just really depends on the time of year. Now the national level staffers. So a lot of people have asked me about that. Like, what are these national guys? They're national level. What does that mean? They're just wearing your logo. Well, for one, I have to pay, you know, the 5%, the $275, right, for these guys to wear the Rex logo on the chest. You know, we got Bailey Maverick. You know, we got Zach Tackett, great guys. We got Ryan Powers this year, and we have another joining here shortly, which you'll see very soon on the Storm side. Very, very excited for that. These guys actually get, and we did have a female. She decided to kind of just do her own thing, and she had some stuff going on. So Nicole Wilson, love you, Nicole. It's all good. They all get incentive based on how they bowl, right? So let's say that a national staffer makes a television finals. They automatically get $250, right? That comes out of my earnings from my YouTube, right? YouTube, the Facebook, right? So everything's like a business. I have a spreadsheet, right? Everything's set aside. And if they win a national title, they get $500.
Okay.
So there's like incentives like that. And then of course, and that just goes on, I'm not going to talk about all that. Right. But the national guys, they get their incentive based on performance. And then I do have something where, it's all communication. I do this with every staff member, not just the national, but also with the ambassador. Communication is huge, right? If you're bowling a tournament and you're local, Theo, hey, you around? Like, you want to bowl with me? You want to be on my same pair? I used to bowl and film at the same time. Not doing that anymore. It's too much work because
that's a lot.
I can't focus. National guys, if they're local, I always tell them or I'm willing to travel out there doing an entire series like, oh, Life of Bailey Maverick, like Day of Bowling or Day of Bowling with Zach Tackett, right? That for me, I enjoy that. I think it's great. I think I want to give my national guys the opportunity to have that day and have that video to share with their families and their friends and put on their professional athlete pages. So that's kind of an incentive that I give the national guys, but also even the Team Rec staffers is like, we all hang out, bowl league together sometimes, or bowl tournaments. And there'll be days where I'm like, I don't feel like bowling, but I got my camera, and I'll just go and film them, That's, I feel like that's how we're different, right? That's how Rex is different than other, I don't know. We have our own little thing, right? Everybody has their thing. Like I love Packy's, the house, like Packy's freaking sweet. I love Pack. I've talked a couple times, and like he has this thing with his house bowling guys. Everybody's got their thing, right? And I love that, and that's our thing is we're just a fun group of people who like to have a good time, and that's how the staff deals work, right? And then they're year-long contracts, and obviously there's rules too. So it's like I pay attention to make sure that everybody's following the rules. So
I love that your concept is so centered around content creation and this kind of love of it in the broader sense, because I've often said on this channel, yes, watch my stuff, but you're not going to get a well-rounded view of the sport at large unless you watch them all, or at least make a good attempt to watch them all, because I can't possibly tell you all the things that you need to know to keep, your hand on the pulse of bowling. There's just too much out there. But the cool thing is that we all do this in a different way. And that, brings value in our own unique ways.
Yeah.
So obviously you've got the YouTube thing going with all the subscribers that you have, the opportunity to dip into that and finance some of these staff deals. But, you've said a couple times that you love the craft of content creation. What does it for you when you're out there following along with a pro in a place that maybe the public doesn't get to see, or you're shooting video of someone really, killing it at a tournament? What's that feeling inside of Theo?
I don't know. It's just like this. It's like this dopamine. I don't know. Like you just get like, whoa, like, I don't know. I just get the camera on and then like, especially see someone just run the ladder or do really, really well. It just sparks a creative urge, right? And I'm already thinking ahead, like, ooh, like what can I do with this? Right. And there's times where I do it and I don't. I like shooting, if you probably know film, right? So like shooting in log. So you can like do really cool things in log. I like to use S-Log3. I've learned a lot about. I shoot with Sony cameras. I got an A7 V and an A7 R5, right? So I have all these different cameras, but there's a time and place. So I always like, if I want to do something that's like a different scene or I want to get like a different mood, I can do that. That's the creative Theo coming out, right? Doing that. And then like, for instance, I remember Justin Knowles, phenomenal bowler, right? So he was on with Rex a little bit. And I remember filming for Justin It was like last year, the year before. And I mean, he did really well. Some of the tournaments I was filming, and it just is like, wow, like it's really cool to capture that. And he's like, I know people are going to love this, right? I'm seeing just inside of the story because that wasn't shared, right? A lot of these things aren't shared the way that we share it, you know? And I'm going to do my best. You know, I do work a full-time job, so I'm going to do my best to go out and, you know, go to the Masters probably on like Friday night and like maybe Saturday, right? And film whatever I can. Hopefully my Rex guys make the TV show. That'd be phenomenal. But again, if I could capture that journey, that's a journey from this point of view that people aren't there or can't see. But also, it's just the filmography aspect of it, right? I love doing creative work. And it's very interesting because I was at an agency for like 7 months and I realized like I actually really like this stuff. I really like brand marketing and creative vision, you know, and like learning about media. And I'm in UX, but if I had the opportunity to be like a director of media or do like director of, you know, going into creative and learn that, I would do it. It's a great field. I'm just very passionate about it. So it's that spark in me, man. Just creative spark, you know?
Yeah. So, you know, tell us where you go from here. I mean, I know you don't have a crystal ball in your lap, but you must have some kind of, you know, idea of the direction you want this to go, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple things that are exciting. There's something with the tat that I can't talk about yet. That's coming soon. Jamie, I love you, bro. Something about coming up soon with Rex. So like Rex will be kind of expanding its, you know, horizons a little bit with that. And for the rest of the year and then onwards, it's just keep creating content, content that's educational, inspiring. This is going to sound crazy, but, you know, I don't measure myself or anybody by the amount of clicks they get. I don't care. If we do a video and it doesn't do well, oh well. I'm literally just here to make good content. As long as those people that did see it love it, that's all that matters. And I'm happy with the work that is created. To me, that's important. So throughout the year, this upcoming year, I think, like I said, big initiatives for Rex is the thing with the tat. And then, you know, me hopefully going to some of these national stops, right? I do want to go to Storm headquarters. So if like Gary or Rob see this, like I do want to go. Like I'm definitely trying to go with Eric. So one of these days, make it out to Utah, right? Shoot some great content with like Chad McLean and Klompkin. That'd be great, man. They're great people. Would love to kind of go out to Storm headquarters. But like for the brand itself, yeah, just keep getting better. Yeah. I mean, that's just how it is, man. You go with the flow and do the best you can, spread the love and get the community involved. And there is a next February. So I made a post. Rex is going to have a tat squad. Like I'm going to bring out a bunch of people. Like just, you don't have to be a Rex. Like you don't have to be on staff Rex. It could be anybody. I already got over 100 people almost that want to go. I'm not even kidding. Like that. Wow. Oh yeah. So I have this Team Rex public forum. If you guys aren't familiar, go on Facebook, type in Team Rex public forum. That's where a lot of the updates are going to be, but we're going to have a squad for Rex. It's going to be amazing. So we got that going on, planning. But yeah, just doing all the stuff, man. Staying busy, shooting a lot of Storm content, having a good time. So
I love that part that you said about, you know what, if a video doesn't get traction, oh well, on to the next. Because that's bowling, right? If I don't make the spare, oh well, let's double or turkey to make up for it.
Yes.
Short memory. Yeah.
And it can be hard as a creator because there's days where, trust me, I mean, if Connor's still in here, he'll tell you, like, oh my God, I worked on this video and it's like not doing as well as I want. And I'm just like, who cares? Like, you know, I make good money in my full-time job. Like I'm not in Rex for money, man. I'm in it to help the bowling community, help people learn and grow. I'm just here to have a good time. You know, and that's to me is more important than anything else.
And you like it. And
I do.
If you like it and love it, who cares about the rest, right? That takes care of itself. All right. Well, let's move on to this little segment that I like to call Off the Sheet. Take a look at this.
Let's go off the sheet. Challenge a bowler to appear on a future episode.
I would like to challenge Will Madison.
I would say Diana Zavulova.
The better Russo, Lauren Russo.
We're looking for anyone who has a passion for the sport and a unique story to tell.
My apologies. I don't think I have any Rex guys in that little video, but they can always be redone. We'll see. But Theo, tell me if if you had your choice of people that might have a good story to tell in a future episode of Bowling with the Fef, who would you choose?
Man, it's hard to do that, because then if I say one guy, I'd be like, how come you didn't choose me, man? Jeez, bro.
I've had people, choose 2 and 3, people, because, hey, going off the sheet is 3 strikes, right?
Okay. Well, guy that's been with us since the very beginning, Eric Harmson. Eric, he's a stud. Storm staffer. This guy has been in like the bowling scene for a long time, a phenomenal bowler, and he's been in the industry for a while. I challenge Eric Harmson to get on this, your thing and chat. Another one, Chad Reefer. Guy is awesome. Has a really, really great sense of humor. He has a eagle, right, from Nationals. I think it'd be a fantastic conversation to have a chat with Chad Reefer. I think that would be phenomenal. And then one person that I think would be really, really good to have on here, and he was in here earlier because he deserves the love, is Eddie Langdon. Eddie, love you, bro. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are my friends, but I don't know. Okay, like maybe next time. But I'm just saying, these guys, Chad's been there since the beginning. And Connor, I know you're in here too. I love you too. But I just, I think from the bowling side, right, and especially with their background, I think it'd be great to have these guys in there. So
yeah,
3 strikes.
Connor, don't hold it against him. He means well. He's just doing the best he can. Yes. See there, the sheriff.
The sheriff.
I love that nickname. That's great. No, guys, if you're interested in taking Theo up on his challenge, just reach out. You can get me at bowlingwiththefef@yahoo.com, or I'm on all the the particular social media pages that people go to, TikTok and Instagram and Twitter, X, all that good stuff. But yeah, I'm out there. Come find me. Let's make it happen. Next show is a week from tonight. Jaden Kenny has had a long, successful junior career in the Milwaukee area. Is doing big things now on bigger stages. He's got talent in his family and a great story to tell. He'll be here Wednesday, March 4th, 7 p.m. Central. Don't miss it, live on the channel. Theo, if people want to learn more about Real Experience Bowling or see some of your videos, where would they go?
Well, I'd say a lot of our content is both on, we have a TikTok, but I don't post on there as much as I should. I wish I did. I need to clone myself so I can do that more. Yeah. I'd say probably YouTube.
Okay.
Because out on our YouTube page, we got obviously our Facebook, just growing. We're almost at 10,000 followers on there, which is great. Instagram, so we have all the different media places, but a lot of our like more cinematic, right, longer form content, guys, for any ball reviews or like blogs, the YouTube, right? And we are so close. I'm not even kidding. I think we're at like 79,997 subs. Wow. I'm not even kidding. So, of course, I said that earlier and people started to unsub, and I was like, no, what are you doing?
Remember that.
I was like, yeah, I'm going to get there anyways. But yeah, so long form cinematic content, definitely YouTube. And then any of our fun stuff and short form content, guys. We got our YouTube shorts, but also on our Facebook and Instagram. So
yeah. That's awesome. And I know you're not, you said you're not in it for the clicks and stuff, but man, that's a big number. So be proud of that reach that you've worked so hard to get and now have, because that's an inspiration to a lot of content creators, I'm sure. Theo, it's been great getting to know you a little bit, hearing about your bowling story, more about Real Experience Bowling. Best of luck to you moving forward with this thing.
All right. Thank you, Andy, for having me on here. And guys, make sure you sub to Andrew's channel, Bowling with the Fef. He's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. And thanks to all of you who are watching. Have a great week. We'll see you again next time.
Thank you for watching Bowling with the Fef. Pound the like button and subscribe button. It's the easiest way to support the channel, and it's free. Bowling with the Fef is brought to you by Chip Magnet. Raise your snack standards.
Jerry's Score More Bowling Supply inside Wagner's Lane. So Eau Claire, Wisconsin area's leader in bowling products and services since 1988. And Visionary Video Hub. Video with impact.
Email bowlingwiththefef@yahoo.com with questions or to appear on the show. You can also reach out on your favorite social media platform.